So now let us go to our lesson 4, which is finding the domain and range of inverse functions. Here are our objectives. Okay, what are the steps in solving for the inverse of a function? So recall lang to, no? So write the function in the form y is equal to f of x. So pwede rin na by inspection lang, no? Or by mental, solve natin yung inverse ng isang function. So letter B, interchange the x and y variables. So pagpapalitin daw si x and y, and then solve for y in terms of x. So hahanapin or ihihiwalay natin ulit yung y. And then replace y by f raised to negative 1 of x. Then pwede natin i-verify if f and f raised to negative 1 are inverse functions. For example, here we have f of x is equal to 3x minus 8. Okay. So this is the long method. Pero pwede yan by inspection na lang. Okay. So ang ginawa niya dito, no, pinalitan yung f of x ng y, and then pinagpalit si x and y, and then si 3y is equal to x. 3y ay inihiwalay, no, para makuha natin si y. Then y is equal to x plus 8 over 3. Therefore, the inverse of f of x is equal to 3x minus 8 is f raised to negative 1 of x is equal to x plus 8 over 3. So by inspection, again, negative yung huling operation or subtraction, naging positive or naging addition. Then next operation ay multiplication, naging division. Now find the inverse of f of x equal to 3x minus 8. Okay, for this example pala, we will just verify kung tama yung sagot natin. So, paano natin gagawin yon? Papasok natin sila sa isa't isa, no? So, paano ginawa? So, substitute natin daw f of f raised to negative 1 of x, no, is equal to 3 times x plus 8 over 3 minus 8. So, cancel si 3. Okay, so baka malito tayo, no? So, ang nakuha natin, f of x equal to 3x minus 8. Yun yung given. And nakuha nating inverse or na-solve is x plus 8 all over 3. So, itong buong inverse function na to, papasok natin or isa-substitute natin sa original function. Okay? So, yun po yung nangyari dito. So, 3 times x plus 8 over 3. So, yun na yung napansin nyo, no? Napalitan nun yung x lang dati. And then minus 8. So, cancel out si 3. Matitira ay x plus 8 minus 8. And that will be, ang sagot ay magiging x. Okay, hindi pa po tayo tapos. Kabaligtaran naman. So, si 3x minus 8 naman yung ipapasok natin or isa-substitute natin kay x plus 8 over 3. So, that is f raised to negative 1 of f of x. Pinasok natin yung f of x kay f raised to negative 1. So, ang nangyari, 3x minus 8 plus 8 over 3. So, cancel out si 8. Natira ay 3x over 3. So, that will be, so our answer will also be x. Okay, ganyan po mag-verify ng inverse functions. So, dapat parehas na matitira ay x. Okay? So, how about this? Find the inverse of f of x equal to 2x plus 1, square root of 2x plus 1. So, long method, y is equal to 2x plus 1. So, pagpalitin, x is equal to 2y plus 1. Pinagpalit lang si x and y. Then, square natin si x. Okay, lipat or transpose para maihiwalay si 2y. Then, our final answer will be the inverse of f of x is equal to square root of 2x plus 1 is this. F raised to negative 1 of x is equal to x squared minus 1 all over 2. Now, let us verify again. So, sinubstitute lang natin yung nakuha nating inverse function sa original. Ano ulit yung inverse function? Sagot natin kanina, that is x squared minus 1 all over 2. Diba? So, itong buong to ulit, isa-substitute dito sa loob ni x. So, ang nangyari, square root of 2 times x squared minus 1 over 2 plus 1, cancel out si 2. Ang matitira dyan ay x squared minus 1 plus x or plus 1, cancel out. Negative 1 plus 1, that is 0. So, ang natira ulit, square root of x squared and that will be equal to x. So, yung pangalawa naman, baligtad, no? Itong square root of 2x plus 1 naman isa-substitute natin kay x dito sa x squared minus 1 all over 2. Okay, so that is 2x, square root of 2x plus 1 squared minus 1 all over 2. So, yung square root, naka-square. So, pwedeng i-cancel out yan. Ang matitira ay 2x plus 1 minus 1 all over 2. So, bakit naging x na lang ulit? So, 1 minus 1 is 0. So, naging 2x over 2. So, cancel out lang si 2. So, ang answer ay x. So, therefore, tama po ang ating sagot. Okay, how about this? X squared plus 4. Is this a one-to-one function? So this is a parabola. Okay. So ang sagot po dapat dito ay, since this is a quadratic function, this is a many-to-one function. Thus, not one-to-one. So not one-to-one. And also, no inverse. Dapat po ang sagot. Okay? Again, bakit po? since this is a quadratic function, since nakakita tayo na squared or naka-raise sa 2 yung x, so hindi na po ito 1 to 1. And kapag hindi 1 to 1, so wala nang inverse. Ganun lang po kasimple yan. Okay? So just ignore this. Okay. Now, let us determine the domain and range of an inverse function. The outputs of the function f are the inputs to f raised to negative 1. So the range of f is also the domain of f raised to negative 1. Likewise, because the input to f are the outputs of f raised to negative 1, the domain of f is the range of f raised to negative 1. Okay, so binabaliktad lang. So yung domain daw ng original function natin, yun yung range ng inverse function. Then yung range ng original function, yun yung domain ng ating inverse function. So let us have, okay, ganito po yun pag sa diagram, no? Interchanging lang yung domain tsaka range. Yan. So for a table of values, okay? So kung napansin natin, nagpalit si x tsaka y. So, kung 2, 3, 5, 10 yung nasa x, kay inverse, nasa y siya. Kung 2, 6, 8, 12, 21 na kay y sa original function, so nandun siya kay x para naman kay inverse function. Okay, so palitan lang. Now, we have the properties of an inverse function. F raised to negative 1 is 1 to 1 if f is also 1 to 1. So the domain of f raised to negative 1 is the range of f, and the range of f raised to negative 1 is the domain of f. So f yung original function, f raised to negative 1 yung inverse function. Okay, now let us have an example. So find the domain and range of the inverse function f raised to negative 1 of x is equal to x plus 2 over 3. So paano po tayo kumuha ng domain? So kunin muna natin yung original function. So that is y is equal to x plus 2 over 3 pinalitan. Now, in-interchange si x and y. And then, inihiwalay si y. So, we get the original function. F of x is equal to 3x minus 2. So, the domain of the set of real numbers and the range is also the set of real numbers. Thus, the domain and range of f raised to negative 1 raised of x is equal to x plus 2 over 3 is the set of all real numbers. So, here it is. Pag sinulat natin, okay, the domain of f is x element of all real numbers. Range of f is equal to y element of all real numbers. Domain of f raised to negative 1. Okay, ito po yung magka-partner dyan. Si domain of f tapos range ni f raised to negative 1. Si range of f and si domain ni f of raised to negative 1. Eh, since pare-pares lang naman yan, so copy lang na all real numbers. So how about this example? So this is just a verification if tama yung pagka-inverse natin. Okay, now we have f of x equal to x square root of x plus 2. So, ang inverse niya, okay? So, again, y is equal to square root of x plus 2. So, interchange natin si x and y. So, magiging x equal to square root of y plus 2. And then, x plus 2 is equal to y plus 2, x squared. So, paano po nangyari x squared? Kasi, square natin yan both sides para maalis natin sa radical sign yung ating y. So, cancel out to. Pero naging squared yung nasa kabilang side. So, x squared is equal to y plus 2. So, y is equal to x squared minus 2. So, yun na po yun. Nakuha na natin or naihiwalay na natin si y. Thus, the inverse is x squared minus 2. Okay? So, the domain of your original function natin. So, bawal siya na mas mababa sa negative 2. Okay? So, pwede po ba na magkaroon tayo ng negative value sa loob ng radical sign? For example, negative 2. So, this is not a real number na. So, imaginary na lang po yan. So, hindi po pwede na magkaroon ng negative value sa loob ng radical sign. Thus, ang pwede mo lang isubstitute dyan, and that is called the domain. Yun lang yung possible values of x. So, this is how we write it. X must be greater than or equal to negative 2. So, try natin. Pag negative 2 yung sinubstitute ko kay x, so that will be square root of negative 2 plus 2, and that will equate to 0. Square root of 0. Square root of 0 is still 0. How about pag sinubstitute ko ay mas mababa sa negative 2? So, hindi na po pwede yun dahil magiging negative na yung nasa loob ng radical sign. Okay? And the range, okay? So y must be greater than or equal to 0. So wala po tayong makukuha since bawal nga yung negative values. So, wala tayong makikita na negative values sa range or sa y. Okay? So now the domain of the inverse function is the range. Okay? So wag lang malilito pag domain, lagi po yung x. Okay? So makikita natin dito, no? So ang pagpapalitin lang itong mga values na nandito. Si 2 at saka si 0. So x must be greater than or equal to 0. That is the domain which is nanggaling sa range ng original function. Tapos yung range ng inverse function is ito po yan. Nanggaling sa domain ng original function. So range of inverse function is equal to y must be greater than or equal to negative 2. Okay, again, this is just a verification of our answers. So, tama naman yung pagkakuha ng inverse function. Now, we have x squared minus 5. So, find the inverse and its domain and range. So, ang domain at range. Okay? So for the domain, kahit ano namang i-substitute natin sa x, di ba? Meron tayong corresponding y value. So, for example, sinubstitute natin negative 2. Okay? So negative 2 squared minus 5 is 4 minus 5, that is negative 1. Okay? So 1-to-1 function siya. Now, we get the inverse function. So, we have f raised to negative 1 of x equal to square root of x plus 5. Okay, so para makuha natin yung range, dun tayo magbe-base sa inverse function. So, bawal again magkaroon ng negative sa loob ng radicand. So, dapat mas mataas kay 5 or equal to equal to negative 5 yung sagot. Hindi po. So, y must be greater than or equal to negative 5. Okay? So, the domain of the original of function or domain of f is the range. Okay? So, ito natin. Y is element of real number. Dito sa domain ng original is x element of real number. So, pag domain again, x. Pag range ay y. And then for the range of the original, yun naman yung naging domain ni inverse. Okay? So, negative po yan. Okay? So, huwag kakalimutan, si range ay y, si domain ay x. Okay? This is just a practice activity. So, pwede na lang by inspection, f of x equal to 2x minus 1. That will be f raised to negative 1 is equal to x plus 1 all over 2. Okay? So, for the domain, kahit ano naman, di ba? Pwede nating i-substitute kay x. So, x such that x element of real numbers. And for the range, so kahit ano rin naman yung substitute natin na value. So, y such that y element of all real numbers. Okay? So, kung pwede naman by inspection, no? Kahit diretso nyo na isulat. So, by inspection, again, ang inverse function nito ay x minus 2 all over 5. Now, for the domain and range, that will be, again, x such that x element of real numbers kasi kahit ano naman pwede nating i-substitute sa x, walang restriction. So, for the range, which is y is such that must be an element of real numbers. Okay. Now, for the shortcut, for example, meron tayong f of x equal to ax plus b over cx plus d. So, itong a, b, c, and d, so numbers yan. Okay, pag may nakita tayo agad na ganyang form ng ating given, so shortcut, makuha agad natin yung inverse ng function na yon. Anong nangyari? Pinagpalit lang si A at saka si D. Okay, yung number na kasama ni X sa numerator and yung constant sa denominator. Tapos, papalitan ng sign. Okay po? So, for example, ganito yung binigay kong function f of x is equal to 3x plus b or plus 5 minus x minus 2. Okay? So, ang inverse function, si A? That is 3, si B ay 5, si C ay 1, okay, may imaginary 1, and si D is negative 2. Now, using our shortcut, pagpapalitin lang natin para makuha natin si inverse function. Pagpalitin natin si A at D. So, si A is positive 3, si D ay negative 2. So, magiging 2x, no? So, si negative 2 naging positive. Kasi nga, double negative yan. Papalitan mo lang yung sign, need letter D. So, 2x copy yung B plus 5 all over. Copy yung CX. So, x pa rin. Magiging minus A. So, x minus 3. And that will be our answer. Okay, so we have reached the end of the slides. So thank you very much for listening.